Hey guys, this is Brenda with From Plaid to Pearls, and today we're going to do Get Ready With Me featuring products from the drugstore. These are all recent additions and we're going to try them out today. I took the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot, and this is a primer that was recommended by Casey Holmes. I took this primer and I patted it into my T-zone, so all right here, right down the nose and on the sides of the nose, right here, and then a little on my chin. I didn't do any on my cheeks or on my forehead. I don't really tend to get oily there. I don't have a problem with makeup staying there, so I'm kind of in the mode where the less products I use on my face, the better. So this is just a primer for my oily spots. And then I went in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer, and I just dabbed that all along my eye area where I'm going to do shadow, and I put the tiniest amount right along the lash line here because I tend to put eyeshadow along the lash line instead of liner because liner looks really harsh on me. This isn't brand new, it's at the drugstore. Their photo focus line is really good. Now we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. This isn't brand new either, but I know it's still at stores. I've seen it quite a bit. I think this was $3, and it's a primer for underneath your eyes. If you're like me and you have a lot of little crinkles right here, this is good to hydrate your eyes before you go in with a concealer to really help smooth out your concealer. Because if you have dry skin or wrinkly skin like I do right there and you put concealer on, it tends to look really crepey. So we're going to apply some of this. There's a small amount. And it's kind of a peach color. There's a cat coming, so if you see a cat across the screen, it's Ami. I think they're out to get me today. I'm trying to record on the dining room table because I have more space and it's brighter in here. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm also trying recording on the computer because I don't have my camera. So if the quality's not here, that's why. But I'm still trying to figure this out, still trying to find a good space for my studio that has the appropriate light and sounding. I'm in a room where the sound kind of travels, so I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit muffled. I do apologize for that, but we're just testing things out. Okay, so I went and ran and threw on a little sweatshirt. It started to get cold in here. It's April, but it's not that warm out yet. It's still pretty cold. The sun's shining today though, so that's good. Anyhow, so our next step, we're going to go in with eyeshadow. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore right now is the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air, and they've actually come out with a ton of palettes. I'm going to do a video on the whole collection. Really, really cheap. I think at Walmart these were $4.99, and then they have little quads that are $2.99, and then singles that are 99 cents. They also have them at drugstores like CVS, Rite Aid, but I found that Walmart is actually the cheapest place for these. If you do see a sale at CVS where they have the extra card bucks or the buy one get one half off, I would just look at the prices and do the math because that might work as well. So opening up, this is what it looks like. And they actually have our two transition shades. I usually go into this one. This one's a little more warm than this one. So we're going to do a really natural look today. I'm going to start by coming in a little bit closer, and we're going to take, there's a cream color. We're going to take that all over the eye. And I know I'm off-centered, but I have my mirror right here, so hopefully you can still see. Now I just want a good dusting of that all over the eye. That color really matches my skin tone. It doesn't say what color it is. It does actually have some looks on the back that you can recreate yourself. We'll do that in that tutorial video coming up soon. And again, just in with that bone color all over the eye. Same palette. And I went in with the transition shade in the middle of the lid right here. And then I went down to this chocolatey shade and I put that a little lower in the transition and a little bit on the outer V right here. And then I took the mauve color and I washed the whole lid with the mauve color, and then I blended it all together. If you wanted something even more natural than this, not, you didn't want to do the smokier outer V, I would recommend taking a eyeshadow primer that has a really white, bright base and put that all over the lid first, and then go in with your transition and that mauve color, or even just the mauve color by itself. That mauve color over the brighter base would be stunning. Mine looks a little bit muddy because my base, it was pretty sheer, and I had put the darker colors down first, so that's making it a little bit muddy. And then I just blended. It's still a little messy, so we're going to go in and clean up when we do our concealer in our face. So we're going to put the eyeshadow down for now, and we'll keep going. I'm going to go in today with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. This is relatively new, and I got this at Walmart. I believe it was around $11. Flower Beauty is Drew Barrymore's line. It's been kind of hit or miss for me, but this foundation is wonderful. It's really natural looking. I have semi-oily skin. It gets oily in the T-zone, but it's working for me, and I've heard for dry skin it's really amazing. So the color I have is Porcelain L1. So this is the lightest shade. I'm usually the lightest shade in any foundation. So open it, and it has the pump, and it also has SPF of 18. And it says it's a luminous makeup nude skin feel all day wear broad spectrum SPF 18 sunscreen. So I have used this before, and it's really good. Something I haven't used before, this is a new makeup sponge from Sonia Kashuk. She's at Target. So again, camera cut out, and I went in with the Flower Beauty foundation, and I really like it. It looks very natural and not cakey, not dry. So that is something that I really like. I used the sponge and the foundation over the whole face, and as you can see, it's still dewy. It's got a nice dewy glow to it. I used the corners all around my eye, and then I used the body of the sponge just to pounce it out like this, and I went down the neck on both sides and up around, and I just carefully around my hairline. You can, some of that is light, but it's almost impossible to not get foundation in your hairline. I don't know how people do it. We're going to move on to the concealer. What we're going to use today is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is new. This is actually sold at Ulta or on the Makeup Revolution's website, and I will try and link everything down below. We have the color C1 for today, and it's really light. It's on a doe foot applicator, kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape. I've used it a few times. It's a little thick, so we're just going to highlight the under areas here, and then any spots. I've got a couple spots on my neck. We will conceal those, and then we'll use a little sponge to blend those in. Okay, so we're going to go in with the concealer. I'm going to use my mirror again here. Just going to put a couple dots right under the eyes. And this is, like I said, it's a thicker concealer, so I don't want to go overboard. I'm going to bring it up into the crease there to try and smooth out and highlight some of the eyeshadow I had done. Put a little bit here, a little bit down my nose. I also wear glasses, so I have to try and set that area so they don't leave too many marks. And we're going to do a little bit on our chin where I break out. And then I have some acne going on here. I went to the spa yesterday. My husband gave me a gift card for Christmas, and I finally got to go. And I got a facial, and she said my skin's pretty good, but my jaw is apparently really sensitive, and it's breaking out like crazy. And we're going to just pounce the sponge and blend in the concealer. We don't want to pull our foundation off or anything we had there previously. I'm not really liking the primer with this foundation. I don't know if it's going to work different with different foundations, but it seems like it's really sticking to my pores, so I kind of look like I've got little dots We'll try and go back and fix that in a little bit. I'll let it be for now. So again, just really trying to pounce in the concealer and open our eyes up a bit more. And I'm not doing anything fancy with the eyes today, so I really just want to diffuse that line. We'll go back with the shadow brush and make sure it's all blended out in a little bit. For now, we're just brightening the area. You can conceal any areas that you tend to get redness. I get them around the nose quite a bit. Okay, and if you have a sponge like this, now would be a good time to take a setting spray. This is the Milani Make It Last. And you just spray your sponge just a couple times. You don't want it totally damp with product right now. And because I don't have any other cream products going on my face, I'm going to put the sponge down for a second, kind of jump the gun with that one. We're going to take the CoverGirl Clean Matte powder, and this is just a pressed powder compact. And this is in the shade Classic Ivory 510. So we're going to take a big fluffy brush. This is one of the newer e.l.f. brushes. This is the 101. You can find these at most stores for between $10 and $12. So we're just going to get a light dusting of powder. And then I just do my forehead. And it's okay if you go over your brows too, because if you do your brows after, it's actually going to give some texture for your brow products to hang on to. So, as long as you don't go overboard. You could also use a translucent setting powder if you wanted to. But I have not found one yet that doesn't make me look cakey. Okay, so now the face is set. We are going to take one spray of our setting spray, or a couple sprays, and just like put your face into it. Okay, so you're not spraying directly. And then you're going to take that sponge. I wet it too early, so I'm going to wet mine again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like tap over my face really gently, just quickly. And that is going to help press the powder into the rest of your makeup so you're not cakey. Like my spots are right here in my chin. I've got a really big divot there. My cupid's bow is along my nose, and then in the center of my forehead. That's where I tend to look the cakiest. So I just want to make sure that everything is pressed in together so they meld nice, so the warmth of your skin kind of blends everything together. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to go in and bronze our face. And this is the Rimmel London Radiance Brick. And this does seem like it might be a little too dark for my skin. And it also has shimmer. So if you're someone that doesn't like shimmer on your face, you're probably not going to like this. They're kind of split up. So they're lighter up here and then they're lighter towards the bottom. I'll just go all over it and then we'll just apply it really lightly. Kind of see where we're at. Bronzers are tricky, especially if you have really pale skin. You don't want to look too orange. You don't want to overwhelm your face, especially where it's only April. I don't have a tan, so we're going to take that bronzer, and it's beautiful. It looks like a patchwork quilt. If it's picking up the shimmers at all, but it is gorgeous. So we're going to take that on, let me see. I have this Tarte brush, and it's tapered at the end, but it's really fluffy. So we're going to take that, and I'm going to put it over the bronzer, and tap it off. And then I don't normally contour on a daily basis. Some people go in with like contour sticks or contour powders, and they'll do cheekbones, side of their nose, underneath here. I just use bronzer on most days. So we're going to go in and do a little bit low on our cheekbones. and try and blend that in. And I make like a 3 on each side. So you want to do your forehead along your face, down right here, and then down right here. And then I just go back and add, kind of getting the feeling of what this bronzer is going to offer. And again, that's just to give your face dimension. Nobody's face is one dimension, so when you apply foundation and you're all one color, it's not realistic and it looks kind of funny. So you want to add some dimension, but you really want to blend it out. You don't want just big orange circles on your face. So got enough there. I'm going to go up my forehead, and you want to leave the middle of your forehead open. That's going to give you that light. I have a bigger forehead, so I've got a lot of real estate to work with here. And you don't want it too close to your eyes right here, because that you also want open. And just really blend. Blend, blend, blend. So I went in and did the other side of my face. So we are bronzed. I don't know if it's the foundation combination or this bronzer, but it's blending in really patchy. So next we're going to go in with blush, and this is the Burt's Bees blush in Toasted Cinnamon. And this was actually a recommendation from Kathleen Lights, who is one of my favorite YouTubers. So it's really pretty. It's like a terracotta color. So, and we're going to use the e.l.f. 103 brush, and this is also sold at CVS, Target, Walmart. I think this one was about $10. So just want to go lightly on the blush. You can always add more, but you don't want to overdo it. So you're going to smile and find the apples of your cheeks, and you put a little bit there and then pull it back, and you want to blend it in with your bronzer so you have a seamless transaction between the two. You don't want lines on your face. So just buff it in. This brush is heavenly. I love it. It's so soft. And if you hear my cat chattering in the background, that's Meerkat. He's looking at birds outside. It's just starting to rain, so all the animals are outside. And then to the other side. Again, smile and pull it back towards your bronzer. I just like dot some over my nose, like right at the end. It's not too extreme. It's a flattering color. I think it works on a lot of skin tones. I've seen it on several different YouTubers that all look totally different, and it's a really pretty color. I haven't looked much into the Burt's Bees line, but that was highly recommended. So now I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, and this is in the shade Champagne. I also have their blushes and bronzer, and this collection is amazing. It smells amazing. Like, it smells like you're on vacation. It's like a pina colada. Look how beautiful that is. It's so stunning. Let's see if I can swatch it. And it's a cream to powder, but it doesn't feel, it's not like wet. Like, look how shimmery that is. You know, it's not too out of this world. Again, it smells amazing. It comes in this packaging. It's holographic. It's so pretty. It's kind of big. It's a little clunkier than most packaging, but I like it. Some people take it on their fingers and pat it on, or use a beauty blender, but I'm just going to try it with my favorite highlighting brush, and we'll see what happens. My favorite highlighting brush is the Morphe R31 brush, and it's very raspy. The more you use it, the fluffier it gets, which I really like. Morphe brushes although they're not drugstore per se. You can buy them at Ulta or also on the Morphe website, and Morphe is really affordable. There's usually discount codes you can use. I don't have a personal discount code yet. Hopefully someday. Yeah, that would be nice. So this, I mean, the brush was probably $7. I've had this for over a year now. So we're just going to go in, and I'm going to take a little bit at first because I've never used it. It is a cream to powder, so it's leaving little splotches. I might have to try to use my blender or my finger. So we're going to go in, and again, we're going to do the 3, but we start in the middle, and then we go up. So like that, and then I usually do some on the eyebrow bone as well. So we want to point it down towards our cheekbone. Oh yeah, that's nice. And you want to blend that out. You don't want just a stripe of highlight. And again, you want to avoid the eye area. And if you have texture in right here like I do, you definitely want to stop before you get to that point, because highlighter will just, it will highlight your texture. And then I bring some up over the brow bone, but you want to really blend this in. And I do have a blemish right here, so normally I wouldn't be highlighting right there, but that'll go away. It's fine for today. And again, we're just adding that dimension to the face. I mean, can you see? Yeah. And then we're just going to go up above the brow, and then sweeping a little bit under the eye. We're just blending that out. I tend to blend it down rather than up. Okay, and then take a little bit more. We're going to do the Cupid's bow. I have a fairly prominent Cupid's bow, so that's my favorite part. And then I do a little bit down the middle of my nose. I have a big nose. And then a tiny little bit on the end here. Just a tiny bit. For me, a little tiny bit on my chin. My chin is changing. I don't know what's happening, but I'm losing weight, so my chin's changing. It's getting really defined. I don't feel like I've never had like a really defined chin, but all of a sudden, we are defined. So that's what I like to do for highlighter. Like I said, I have naturally oily skin, so I feel like the more I do, eventually by the end of the day I look like a big grease ball, so I don't want to do too much. I really like that highlighter. It worked really well for what I want with the brush. Semi-natural but still glowy. I think if you wanted it more intense, you could use your finger and put it on that way. We're going to hold on to this for a minute though, because we're going to finish doing our eye makeup and use this on the inner corners. Before I get there, now that our face is done, I'm going to take this Physicians Formula Youthful Wear. This is the Youth Boosting Powder Translucent Illuminating Finish. It does have a light scent to it. It's not heavy, but it reminds me of like a florally perfume. Ooh, okay, cat just jumped onto the table. The big cat. Hey, buddy. Let's try and focus head around. It's not bad, but if you're sensitive to perfumes, if you know someone that has it, try it. Or if you buy it from a store that you can return it to. Ulta has a really good return policy. Sephora maybe, but Walmart does, and CVS I believe does as well. It's a nice powder. It's illuminating, so it does have some shimmers in it, but not a heavy glitter. It's really pretty. It gives you like a glowy look. So it lifts up, and then it's got a mirror, and it comes with this little brush. I don't use these brushes for my face. I save them. My daughter and I both like to do nail art, so it makes kind of like cool designs on your nails. Okay, so we are going to take a brush. You can take a big fluffy brush if you want. This is the Morphe R13, and this is actually a tapered contour brush, but today we're just going to go in, gently tap, and I'm just going to go over the whole face just lightly. And this is going to kind of blend everything together. It's going to help set everything down, but this has a nice illumination in it. If you've ever heard of the hourglass ambient lighting powders or blushes or highlights, I feel like this has a similar property to it. It's shimmery, but not, it doesn't make you look like a disco ball. Added a little bit of a sheen. And then we're going to take our setting spray. We're going to spray it more towards our face this time. And depending on what type of setting spray you use and your personal preferences, you can use more or less than I did. I use a lot of setting spray because I do get places where my products go into my line, so I like to use the setting spray pretty heavy-handedly. This is the Milani Make It Last. This is really good setting spray. And then I take my beauty blender again, and I just kind of pounce it over everything. Sometimes sprays, no matter what company you use, they'll leave little dots on your face, and you don't want little dots on your face unless they're freckles. And yes, I do like my freckles. Setting spray just kind of holds everything in place, blends the powders all together. We're going to finish up our eyes. There's a ton of sirens. I don't know if you can hear that. I live right downtown. There's always sirens. So, like I said, we're going to go in, we're going to finish up our eyes. We're going to do a really simple look on the lips today. I'm going to go in and curl my lashes. This is one of my favorite eyelash curlers. So this is a Sephora eyelash curler, but it has leopard print on it, and it's rose gold, and it's got like peachy cream colors on it, so that's fun. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to curl my lashes, and you want to make sure you're curling your lashes before you apply your mascara, because if you apply it after, you can pull your eyelashes out. And you give a couple crimps, you can move out towards the outer edge. It's going to give you a little bit more curl. And now we're going to go back into that eyeshadow palette and take a very small pencil brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk Tools number 31. We're going to go in and we're going to go into that top transition shade. Take a little bit there. We're just going to line our bottom lashes. And I usually do 3/4 of the lash. I usually stop right about here. If you want to do, like I'm doing a little bit, you can go up your upper lid and just drag it in, kind of blend it out a little bit. I'm going to go in with my brows with two different brow products. The first one is the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil. Looks like this. Comes with a spoolie on one end. Comes with a teardrop shaped pencil on the other end. And this is more of a waxier formula. This is in the color Ash Brown. Basically, we shape our eyebrows. We're going to trace the bottom line and then the upper line. You want your eyebrows lining up with your tear duct here, and then you'd want your arch to be diagonal with your pupil, and then you want the end of your brow to be diagonal with the end of your eye. Let's fill them in. I'm just going to take that spoolie and kind of blend that in a bit. We can always go in with concealer after and clean up the brow. This is the Milani Stay Put Brow Pomade Pencil. And same thing, it's got a spoolie on one end, and then it has an actual pencil on the other end. I think I like the pointed pencils better than the teardrop pencils. This is in the shade Medium Brown. And this is really soft as well. So the only problem with this is that you're going to go through it really fast, and you have to have a light hand, otherwise it could smudge. But this looks like it's a color and pomade in one, so that will be good. So we're just going to line and fill in our brows. Okay, so yeah, see, that's pretty dark on me, but we'll make it work. I'm still on the hunt for that perfect color, and this really isn't it. But I do like the formula. The pomade helps you be able to move your eyebrow hair around, but it doesn't stay in place, so it is getting all over my face. I definitely think I need to try a different color in it. So let's see here. It's really hard to do my eyebrows on camera. But anyhow, I line the bottom, and you want to use short little strokes. And then the top. And if you've noticed, I'm not doing the front as much. That's because you want to do small, precise hairs in the front. Usually the front of your brows are lighter than the rest of your brows. So I just want to give a couple tiny little strokes there. And then I'm going to take my spoolie and I'm going to blend that in. And then fill in any spots that you may have missed or that moved. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this formula. It's getting everywhere. So this may be a pass for me. It's just so creamy and definitely not my color. The next thing that I would do is I will go back to my highlighter. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I will take the Wet n Wild brush. I'm going to gently dip it in, and then I'm just going to highlight my brow bone a little bit and kind of blend that in with my eyeshadow. Okay, so I went in and I lined my upper waterline with the Physicians Formula in Gunmetal, and then I lined the lower waterline with the champagne color, and apparently forgot to record it. And now I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in Top of the Morning, and I'm just going to go along the lower lashes here just to add a little something. These pencils are like $1.99, 99 cents at the store. I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum in Ultra Black. And I'm just going to go across my lids. I'm not doing a wing, nothing dramatic today. I just wanted to test this out. It's supposed to be really good for your lashes as well. So when I would do a liquid liner, I would definitely make sure that I'm as close to the lashes as possible. I don't really like thick liner on myself because I have hooded eyes, so the thicker I do my liner, the less of the shadow you see and just more of the line. Okay, so that's one eye done, and I kept it pretty close to the lash. You can see that. Basically, I'm just trying to darken up the area right next to my lashes for a little added definition. I didn't do a cat eye or anything, I just ended at the end, and basically I just press the liner along my lash line to try and keep the same thickness the whole way, and then when I hit the inner corner of my eyes, I use just the point and just press it along as well. I don't know enough about liquid liner yet to just go whoop like you see other people doing. I can't do that. That's scary. I usually start about halfway and go this way, and then I come back and do center. So those are both done. If you can see over here, I just got a spot on my eyelid. So we're actually going to do our mascara in a minute. I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to do our mascara, and I'll show you a way to get that off of there, hopefully without ruining everything. Today we're going to go in with the Hard Candy Cashmere Silk Demi Matte Cream Lip Color, and this is Buttercream. I have a really hard time finding lip colors that I like because of my coloring and with the red hair. If I have it up, sometimes it looks great, and then I'll put my hair down, and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't go with my hair. Today we're going to go for this neutral, and these are semi-new, and it's definitely a peachier color. I didn't line my lips or anything like that today. We're just going for simple. And this is the type of formula that you will probably have to reapply several times throughout the day. It's not a liquid lip. So it comes with like a paddle applicator, and they had a lot of really cute colors. I really like that. That was easy to use, very simple. Step for me is mascara, and this is my favorite. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This has been out for a couple of months now, but it's awesome. For $7, it really is the best. It dries out a little fast. I love it. It adds volume, it lengthens. I do have, this is the waterproof type. I don't have the regular one. And this is in the shade Blackest Black. So I just pop off camera for the mascara because I have to be really up close to my mirror for that one. This one's actually getting a little old, so it's a little drier and clumpier than they normally are. Okay, so that's with the mascara applied. Like I said, this is getting old, it's getting clumpy, so my lashes are looking a little spidery. You could go in with a lash comb. I don't have one down here with me, and I'm running out of daylight by the looks of it. So I did my bottom lashes as well. Just be very careful. I got some mascara up on my eyelids here, so I will show you a trick to remove that, and then we're going to be done. If you take a clean spoolie, this is the e.l.f. 203. It's got a spoolie and then it's got a liner brush on it. If you wait for your mascara to dry, don't do it while it's wet, just give it a chance to dry. And then you're going to go in, you just take the brush and you gently go over that area and it'll flake right off. And then we're done. Final look today. I'm really happy with the way that it came out. The only thing that I didn't really like was the brow pencils and then the primer. I'm not feeling the primer. I'll have to try it with some other things. So everything else I'm really liking. The eyeshadow is subdued, but there is color there. And then the lip gloss feels great. The foundation I love. It's fresh and you don't look cakey. The highlight is gorgeous. I'm going to continue using that all the time. And yeah, the mascara is good when I first got it. It's getting dry, so that'll be in an empties coming up very soon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it inspired you to go to the drugstore, see what you can find. There are so many high quality products there now, and if you don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup, you don't have to, and if you don't have the budget to go to Sephora or Ulta and get all these high-end brands, you don't need to. There are so many products at the drugstore that are way better than high-end products. So you'll get a mix of both on this channel. I love makeup. I don't care where it's coming from. High-end, drugstore, it doesn't matter. I want to try some indie brands, some brands that most people have never heard of. I'd like to give everybody a try. So this is a look for today, and thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a wicked awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you get notified every time I come up with a video. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye!